Hey guys, RPG here. Been a while since we've had a little update. This one shouldn't take very long, don't have a lot to go over, but I figured I'd talk about a few big things before I get to the few little things. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is that I will be uploading a remaster of FNAF Abridged this Halloween. I was originally going to keep that a secret, but since it's just a remaster, I figured what the hell. That one was always the roughest out of all the FNAF parodies I've done. So I figured I'd revisit it and change a few things. Keep in mind that it's just a re-edit of the original video, so there's only a few changes. Like a few of the jokes are cut out because they were very bad. And there's like one piece of new audio. That's about it when it comes to changes. Everything else is still somewhat the same. I was originally going to redo the entire thing, but decided against that because I wanted this to stay on my channel to show how much the series had changed in quality since the first installment. Think of it like Season 1 of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Now, on to the next announcement. I have finally started working on Sonic Adventure 2 Abridged. I'm sure some of you are happy to finally hear some news about that series since I last addressed it months ago. But yeah, I finally got that editing software that I spoke about. It's called Filmora, and I started working on the first episode recently. I could do so much more with that software than I could with Share Factory Studio, which is the software that I've used since I started YouTube because it was free. I'm still amazed just thinking about how much more I could do with it. I even started doing more with the first 3 minutes that I got edited since I knew that I could. It was a little frustrating trying to get used to it since it was new, but when it clicked, it fucking clicked. I also came to a decision for my own sanity and for the sanity of all the people involved with the voice acting portion of the series. I was originally going to work on the first 2 episodes at the same time, like when the first one gets done, I immediately start on the second episode, which I'll still do. However, depending on how much progress I make with episode 2, I might not release them around the same time like I planned. So if push comes to shove, I'll just upload the first episode and then release the second episode early next year. But again, that's only if it comes down to it. If everything goes well, the first 2 episodes will be released around the same time, 1 week apart. I was planning on getting the whole series done this year since Sonic 3 and Sonic X Shadows coming out this year, but so much got in the way that it didn't end up working that way. Did any of you hear that you can link your Discord account to your PlayStation consoles? Well, you can, and I've done that, and depending on how well that works out, I might be able to expand upon the amount of games that me, Invader, and Linnea can play together. I have a few in mind, but those are mainly just for Invader and I to do, but Linnea, you're free to join for those if you want. I won't list what they are in case this doesn't end up working out that way, so as to not disappoint anybody. Speaking of, you know that thing that I talked about getting back to months ago? Little game called Sonic Adventure 2, and it being a series with me, Invader, and Linnea? Well, I'm planning on hopefully doing that soon. As I said before, I tweaked OBS a bit to make it work a bit better audio-wise. But we'll still do tests before we officially get started, just to be sure. And I've decided that I want to redo the Dark story, so it'll essentially be a new playthrough, and I will also probably be manually recording the footage for the series since I don't trust the hotkeys after the last time we did it. I'm also thinking about doing a few Skyrim-related videos on the channel, like of course the Skyrim But I Have ADHD series, and yes, I've decided I'm actually doing it because damn it, that sounds like fun, and it's gonna be hell since I have the Anniversary Edition. In other words, you will really enjoy it. Also, possibly a series where I play through the game as every race and only using the stats that they are naturally better at to see which one is better and to see how long it takes before each race actually becomes fun to play as. So far, that's all I got in terms of Skyrim, but I do have one Elden Ring related video where I beat the game and as few bosses as possible. It's surprising how few bosses you actually have to kill in order to beat the game and the DLC compared to exactly how many there are in the game. And yeah, if some of you have seen one of my recent community posts, you probably already know that I've decided to do away with my Road to Black Flag marathon and streaming in general. Mainly because streaming is something I've kind of grown to dislike over time. Again, I'm sorry for anyone who was looking forward to that marathon continuing and to anyone who was looking forward to seeing me stream, but I personally rather just focus on regular Let's Plays if that's okay with everybody. I've also decided I might not end up doing retrospective videos after all. I think I'd rather just make simple videos explaining why I like certain games, franchises, and characters. I do have a few ideas for that, so look forward to that if you're interested. Oh yeah, I finally decided to do something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and I'm now finally going to. I want to do a Q&A, so post me some questions and I will answer them. And if you don't have any good questions, you could just post some joke questions. I will answer those too. Alright, I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope this answered a few questions that you may or may not have had, and I hope you're all looking forward to all the stuff I just spoke of. That's enough for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, take care everybody.